fresh from the forest.
Woo! And
Woo!
we are here with Chessa, who is fresh from the forest. Rejuvenated with high vibes, and it's me, Irina Bertnova, and we are here to have a powerful discussion on commitment. Why is it important, and why do we actually want to be committed to something, to our goals, to our dreams, or anything we promise for ourselves and for others? Jessa, what do you think?
Amen, sister. The value of commitment. And it starts with noticing it in myself, right? If I truly want something, I desire, like my vision, my goal, it's like a burning desire dream, right? It's important for me, myself, to really stay committed no matter what, not letting any distractions hold me back from doing what I said or I intend to do. The commitments I've made with myself, with people, it is integrity now, right? Where I say what I mean what I say, and it's about staying consistent and committed to the things I said I'm gonna do, right? Especially with when it comes to dealing with people. For me, one of my language, Irina, is honoring agreements. So for me, if people spend time with me, quality time, and then they honor the agreements they've made, for me, I feel loved in that capacity. That's how I feel loved. So for me, not only commitment to the results that we want to achieve in life, and the vision we said we're going to achieve, it's also a way of showing how you love a person.
Totally. Like for me, commitment, it covers all areas of our life, right? So, and I just have to make sure that we all understand what this is all about, because a lot of times we put the goals, like a lot of people have these New Year's resolutions, right? And everybody's so inspired, and after a month, nothing is really happening, right? So people always sleep on these commitments. So it's not the lack of the ideas or the action that we have to take. It's actually the commitment, like how serious we are and committed to do what we set ourselves to do, right? Because I think it's also very easy to get distracted when you are alone on that path. That's why it's so important to have partners in belief. That's why it's so important to have that support team, somebody who you could accountability calls, right? Because when you are alone on that path, okay, you're gonna say, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna start doing something, and then tomorrow comes and you just don't do it, right? And there is nobody you have to be accountable for. So the idea is, when we only have ourselves, it's so much easier to deter from to detour from what we promised ourselves to do, as opposed to when you are on the team and everybody is committed and everybody is holding each other accountable for.
I hear you on that completely, Irina. And there is actually, based on what you've shared, there's a difference between interested and committed. Interested, it's like there is wavering. One foot forward, not both feet forward. It's like wishy-washy, dabbling. And if you really want a dream, a goal, a desire that you want, it's going until, like, no matter what, you know. And especially also when dealing with people too, right? It's like, stop the excuses, stop the BS, stop the drama. Because in reality, it is the mind that created those to begin with, that manifested that experience. Yet if you choose consciously that I'm doing this thing and I'm committed, there's a different energy, and you're telling the universe, no matter what, I'm gonna do this. No matter what, I'm gonna see and spend time with this person. And so it is a game changer also for me. I woke up to a realization of a pattern I had in the Easter, where I have a regular rhythm and regular experiences on a Easter church, spend time with family, and I know that I must be willing to sacrifice the lesser for the greater. If God wants me to fulfill and build a multi-million dollar business so that I could impact more people and generate the income that I would love, so I could help more people financially as well and do philanthropic work, well, I must be willing to really go the distance and do whatever it takes, no matter what. And that shows your character, the depth of who you are, and how mature you are as a person too. And no judgment here, no criticism. We're all growing, and also
Totally.
we're all just humans too, right? Yet
Yes.
the more we're awake and aware and we focus on our divine nature, then nothing can really stop us from moving forward way faster.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And you know what comes for me? It's like, why are we committed when we are in college or in school? Why are we committed to do the work? Why are we committed when we are working for our career, right? Yet when it comes to commit for ourselves, we always slip down. Why is it happening, right? And I think the biggest deal is that when we have somebody to report to, it's easier to keep that commitment, right?
Mhm.
But when we are on our own, it's easy just to, like let it go. And it's all about the discipline. Yes, Bruno. Yeah, he's right. Consistency, consistency. And it's not about, like some people are lucky or some people are more successful or some people more smarter. No. People who are winning in life are the people who actually commit and they go all the way in, no matter what, right? And just continuously walking forward until they reach whatever they want to have.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. I love that you presence that, and there's true value. And as Bruno shared here, consistency is how you do anything is how you do everything. If one part of your life is actually you're inconsistent with it in the areas of your health and well-being, love and relationship, vocation, time and money, freedom, those four domains, and if you are actually one inconsistent in that area, look at the other domains. One could
Mhm.
also be inconsistent. So it's a daily practice of really repatterning and being more aware and awake and conscious at the moment. And then wait a minute, this is not the habit that I wanna be. It's important to breathe, and then you start saying, no, I'm not doing this pattern again anymore. I'm moving forward, right? I'm doing the do. And what I noticed in the past weeks as well, there has been things that really woke me up to the realization of it's really now or never. How badly do you really want a specific goal, a dream, or a vision? Because if you are not putting in the time and the effort, then what's the point of living?
Yes, we have to train ourselves. And Bruno says the funny thing about luck is that the harder I work, the luckier I get. It's true. It's like, it's so correlated with that, right? And what comes to me is like people always come up with the stories because it's easier, right?
I know.
Stories are equal the excuses. I cannot do this because I have no time, because I work a lot, because I have kids, because this and that. But like either you follow your story or you follow your dream and commit yourself and do something, right? Because when the boss tells people what you have to do, you don't argue, you don't say, but I don't have my time, right? If people have to stick extra time, they will stick, right?
Mhm.
So why don't we treat ourselves as priority? Like, why can't we take that leadership and be committed to ourselves, not only to to our paycheck or to our boss or to whoever is we are reporting to? Why can't we just be committed to ourselves in the first place and stop saying these stories? Because these stories are creating the results that we are generating. If we really want to see different results, we have stopped to share these stories and, like completely change the, like the playbook, and look at it from, flip the script and start living life differently. Even if we make the commitment 10-15 minutes, just start from something, right? Start from 10-15 minutes a day. Look at your morning routine. What is your morning routine like? Do you even have one? Are you waking up and first thing you're doing reaching out for the phone and start scrolling the social media? Or you're waking up and you're just, grateful that there is another day that you are breathing experience of this beautiful gift called life, and just, think about it and be grateful for that another day that you can create, that you can live, that you can just experiment and explore. And it's always up to us, right? And are you setting the intentions for the day? Or you're just worrying about to-do list and, the bills to pay? What exactly your morning is like? Start from that, because the only way we change our results when we change our habits.
Bingo. I love that you said the playbook. Because in reality, we change our story, we tell ourselves and others, that changes your life. And whatever you speak, you create. What you speak is actually a reflection of what you've been thinking. And so it becomes trickier when it's about health, right? Oh, I'm having stuffy nose, I couldn't do this, those things, right? But I challenge you in those moments when it comes to feeling like you cannot do anything because of the health. My encouragement is to take the step to take care of you, take care of your health first, so that you can actually along the way still take some actions towards your dreams or visions. Drink some plenty of water, do some breathing exercises to clear your nasal passages, or you could buy some homeopathic nasal decongestion to clear out those nose, and then it manage the symptoms. Then you can still take actions like, oh, I'm gonna create a course, oh, I'm gonna meet my coaching client. Like nothing can stop you from doing the do. You see, it's about being able to embrace the challenges for what it is and facing it head on.
Right. Sometimes all you have to do is just to act, right? Whether you like it or not. But once you start doing, like you said, do the do, and you just, like start rolling, right?
Yeah.
It's
Roll
not that
with me.
we all, yes. Yeah, it's all just to be committed and say, you know what, I want to change my patterns. I want to break that habits that don't serve me and replace them with something that really serve me. And that's exactly how we have to really be more conscious about every step in our life. Or like sometimes people are complaining about the life and say that they are not happy either in relationship, or they are not happy with their finances, yet all they do just talk about it, but they are not willing to make the changes. Even like start updating the resume and look for another job, it seems like a lot of effort, right? So it's easier just to say, and again, they keep saying the stories. It's not a good economy right now. There are no jobs that are paying well, right? So it again, it's all the stories. Because if that was true, everybody would be having the same life, but everybody lives different. So it's not the economy. It's not the lack of something. It's the lack of our awareness in the first place. Because once we understand something, because if we don't know, we don't know, but it doesn't mean that it's not out there. So once we change that story, once we open ourselves up for the possibilities, and once we raise our awareness, our results are going to definitely change.
Wow, I love that you shared this specific examples, because I realized in myself that this past weeks, now I know I'm aware and awake, so I'm consistently taking actions now this past 2 weeks, and I realize the same story I've been telling myself is this. Oh, I have this struggles because of generational karma and it's a karmic cycle. And I realized, oh my God, I've been saying it all along, and it's holding me back to really being the woman or be that God created me to become, you know? So for me at this point, nothing's really gonna stop me anymore. I'm in action mode. I have the momentum. And I'm simply also sharing this together with Irina, the value again of committing to the things that you are meant to do on this planet Earth, and no more wavering. And yes, we embrace our humanity while owning our divinity in the process at the same time. Because at the end of the day, we're all just humans. We do our best to stay forgiving, compassionate, and unconditionally loving for ourselves and others, with deep respect for the journey, the unique path that we are all on as well. So, meaning there's no judgment, no criticism, no shame, guilt, no justifications, no opinions, negative opinions, or biases. We release all those things, and that's how we grow together with respect, with peace, with love, and unity.
I love this. Totally. It's like, hey, you want help? Here is the hand, right? But the person has to be willing to do something, right? It's like you cannot coach anybody who is not ready to be changed, right? Because sometimes people invest and they expect, okay, I invested the money. Now I expect the changes. But you have to work in order to see the results. So not even the best teacher or coach can do that for you, because it's the same like somebody is learning how to ride on the roller skates. If that person is not going to do that, no matter how somebody else is going to explain to them how to do it, unless that person does it, nothing is going to make him do that, right? So the same thing, like we have to be willing. And like I said, sometimes we just have to step over our, excuses, or our, inabilities, or our saying that we cannot do it. We can do anything if we really want it. And if
Amen.
you, yes.
Yeah.
And the only way to discover, like if you say, I can't, I challenge you that you can. Just try it and see for yourself, because that's the only way to discover, right? And that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of life, because that's what makes life more exciting. That's what makes life to live to the fullest. When we try, when we look for the solutions, when we become more creative and seeking the answers rather than just going with familiar, that's exactly when we learn and we grow and we become the best versions of ourselves.
Love it. Yes, love the share, and coming to what you've shared as well, that it all boils down to a choice. Everything is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Being sick even is a choice, or
Mhm.
having the excuses, the BS is a choice. Or you
Totally.
choose a different path of, wait a minute, okay, there's a challenge here, there's an obstacle, let me handle it head on. Now what is the best solution for this God or divine creator? And then it will be revealed for you, and you take the step despite the health crisis, despite the disease, despite the loved ones, despite the economy, as you said, or the money in my bank account. Despite all of that, you do what you can from where you are. You take that step towards the goals that you want to achieve. And we mentioned about accountability, Irina, and there is value in the people that actually hold you accountable to level up. And if you are
Absolutely.
actually not appreciating them well enough, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna fade away. That's why for Irina, I'm so proud to be with Irina as one of my sister in love and light, and I am open to share that because it's proven and tested. Our friendship really bloomed since the first time I met, and I appreciate the generosity, the trust, the true believing, true partners in believing, Irina. And I'm broadcasting that I do really love this chica, this sister.
Thank you. It's mutual. It's mutual.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true. And it's so important to stay with these kind of people, right? And we also wanted to point out that a lot of times when the person wants to step out from their comfortable life, the people around them are not going to understand them because they are not having the same goals, they're not having the same dreams. So seek the people who also are going after something that you want. Seek those communities, seek that support, because it's very lonely to be alone on this path, right? But when you have that group of support, when you are in doubt, when you go through some struggles, because the struggles are part of the process, because life is the duality, right? We have light, we have darkness, we have sun, we have moon, right? So it's part of the process. And when you are in that doubt, when you are feeling down, it's so important that somebody is going to lift you up and say, hey, you are doing amazing, you are on the right path, continue going, because you are actually doing the same thing what all successful people were doing. Everybody was going through the same thing. You are not alone. But that could be all only done by people who are on the same path, who want the same, results for themselves. It's not for the people who are settled with the mediocre life, not for people who don't step out of the comfort zone, and not for the people who have the fixed mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I love what Bruno says.
Yeah.
People want $1 million, but wouldn't know how to really handle it. Majority would have just completely lose meaning in life. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. And that shows that money can't buy happiness, and it's great to have money if you're gonna use the money to actually serve humanity, help
Mhm.
out people, homeless, underserved students, the sick ones, and the orphans, which are part of my visions, is to really give more to the causes I want to serve. And at the end of the day, you choose how you want to live your life. At the same time, the reality is the evil acts or wrongdoings and negative energy are still out there lurking. And in the Christianity or in the spiritual realm, they're called Satan. I don't want to presence that, but all I know is don't let the evil, the darkness, really take over your life. And even complacency and laziness are actually a form of unhealthy habits and destruction that won't serve you if you're really aiming to be the best version of who you are and that what God created you to become. So be in the light. Choose to be in the light.
Yes, I love it. And what I also wanted to add, it's like we do not have to wait until the circumstances change in order to feel happy, because happiness is within us all the time. And we are the ones to choose whether we want to be happy or we want to be miserable. And if we are going to be depend on somebody's words or somebody's praise or somebody's telling us that we are good enough in order to experience that happiness, we are never going to be happy, right? So happiness comes from within. When you choose that happiness, like you said, our life is full of choices, and whatever choice we make, that's exactly the experiences we are going to receive.
Amen. And speaking of true happiness, it comes from within. For me, what true wealth means is actually true, authentic friendship. Um, and relationship and intimacy. So and loyalty. You can't buy those. You can put the price tags on it. So for me, that's in itself is it speaks volume of who you are. And I'm not calling out on people at this space, but the reality is, I see you. I've done the inner work to the point that I could really see patterns and behaviors. And if it's something that I don't really like or in harmony with, it's nothing personal, it's only vibrational.
Absolutely. Yes, I love what you had to say. So the invitation is, if you decided that you want something really, really, like truly want something, right? It's not like something lukewarm or you're just playing with that, like you mentioned, right? Are you actually entertaining it or you're like committed, right? So commit yourself to do the work until you actually receive what you want, because at the end of the day, it's not even when you're gonna have what you really desired, which is fabulous, but who you become in the process, and understanding that you can have it all if you really put the effort and you commit yourself and you keep going forward.
Beautiful. Yeah. What else to say? Well, coming back to commitment and consistency, it's a powerful combination. And I myself, it still really could up level my game in consistency as well. I feel humbled, to be vulnerable in that capacity. And yet, I consciously choose to raise my standards because I want more from life and I want to attract the next level relationships, connections. That's why I myself is choosing to level up, right? And creating those healthy boundaries with people because I know the more I stay authentic and love myself in the process and be unapologetically me, I would be attracting the same people who are authentic and accept me for who I am, right? That radical acceptance of our quirks, our perceived flaws, or any perceived conflicts in personalities. We embrace all of that experience, knowing that there's one thing happening and it's all in service to our next level growth and evolution.
Absolutely. And Toby, it's lovely to see you.
Hi, the crew
Yes,
is here. The crew, Bruno and
yes,
Toby.
definitely, Toby. We'll connect and I'll show you everything what you want. Yes, love StreamYard, and for everybody who is watching, one of the best tools that for streaming. Totally, totally. So everybody just like continue exploring, continue dedicating yourself to something that you truly desire in life and commit to it. And if you feel like this path is difficult to walk by yourself, reach out. Chessa is here. I'm here. Reach out to somebody that you know, for your to your friends, because it's always easy when you have the body. It's always better with the body.
Ooh, yes, we're on this spirit of collaboration and connection, right? That we are one together. You're never alone on this journey. So we are here for you every step of the way.
Totally, totally. We love you all. Thanks for sticking out with us. Thanks for all your comments, Bruno, Toby, and everybody else who is watching. And please, 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 put something in the comments. What do you feel? What does it mean commit to be committed in your, in your definition, right? We would love to know your opinion, and stay blessed and continue growing and learning and becoming the best you. See you soon.
Ooh, let's reconnect. Let's reconnect, friends.
Better with the body.